Brian Daboll mentioned a name that has Titans fans' ears perking up there, Josh Allen. So if Brian Daboll can do for Cam Ward what he did with Josh Allen, I think things will be on the right track there in Tennessee. What are your expectations for those two when they team up this season?
You know, I think the thing that he did for Josh Allen is that he got him better while also using his attributes at the same time. If we remember, Josh Allen was running the football at a very high clip early on, design runs, running the football, and they slowly built the passing game up. He used what the quarterback had and built him up from there. If he does the same thing with Cam Ward has infinitely more to work with as a passer at this stage in his career than Josh Allen did. I think the sky's the limit. I love what Brian Daboll does. He's understanding how to coach these young kids because of what he did at Alabama. He coached college football. He understands how to reach this young generation. I think he's going to do wonders for Cam Ward. But make no mistake about it. We can talk about what he's going to do for Cam Ward. We can talk about all this. If they don't get somebody for Cam Ward to throw the football to, it doesn't matter who you bring in there. You can bring Johnny Unitas. You can bring Joe Montana back. You can bring Bill Walsh. It doesn't matter. Cam Ward needs weapons on the outside to throw the football to. His ceiling is as high as any young quarterback in football. But as Gisele Bundchen once said, he can't throw it and catch it himself.
Come on, Book.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I mean, look, he's got some young wide receivers in the stable. Look,
yeah.
Alec Manor, Chimere Dike, I mean, those guys are, look, they're young just like he is. And that's what Brian has to do. He has to get all these guys to kind of like step up and develop together. And he has to get Cam to play within the confines of the offense, get the ball all out on time, in rhythm, see the football clearly, make sure that he can absolutely just snap through progressions as quickly as possible. All the kind of things that young quarterbacks are going to take some time to do. Remember now, Brian really liked Cam coming out of Miami. The Giants wanted to draft Cam Ward. They just couldn't, quite honestly, they couldn't get up there to get him. And Cam Ward has everything that you're looking for from a mental makeup standpoint, from a football intelligence standpoint, and from a skill standpoint. He just needs to be protected, have a complementary running game, have wide receivers that he's on the same page with on a consistent basis. Yeah, it would be nice to have a true stud X number one. Of course it would. But I think there are a lot of things that really like tie these two guys together in a potentially very positively explosive way. And I think down in Tennessee, you need to be very optimistic about that.
Yeah, Lewis, I think we're a couple of years away from potentially saying Cam Ward was a sleeping giant and we just didn't pay enough attention to it. The talent is all there. They have the 4th overall pick this year in the draft, and they have all the cap space needed to make some audacious moves this offseason.
Well, he's not a sleeping giant to me, and I'm not paying attention to him. I'm a huge Cam Ward believer and supporter and fan. I love everything that he has, that he stands for, and everything that comes out of his mouth. Honestly, I'm super excited what the Tennessee Titans are doing. I've loved what they've done from a coaching perspective. I think I forget who brought up this point about Brian Daboll with Alabama working, actually having like concrete experience working with not only just a younger quarterback, but just a younger team in general. And now you're going to a team that's young, and you're bringing a lot of youth in there. That really does go a long way. That really, really, really does go a long way. And the fact that Brian Daboll now just gets to be a coach. When you're a head coach, you're not just a coach. You're a little bit of everything. As the OC, he gets to just be a pure coach. That's it. It's all he's got to worry about. Coaching. And I just think it's going to work incredibly well for Cam Ward. I really, really do. And this is a team that I really want to talk about a lot more. The Tennessee Titans, they truly, truly are. They're definitely one of the teams that it's hard to get a lot of, traction going, a lot of views, a lot of subscribers. So please, Tennessee Titans fans, if you can watch the full length of the video and subscribe while watching the video, that's without a shadow of a doubt the best way to support the growth of the channel. When you guys do that, views go through the roof, subscribers go through the roof. And again, as I always emphasize, it's not just about chasing views. It's not just about chasing subscribers. It's about creating content that people genuinely want to watch and discuss so we can have real grounded, unbiased Tennessee Titans, conversations. It's what I'm out to do. And so, there's just a lot of energy here. And I get, about trying to get a true number one receiver and all of that stuff. And Josh Allen had Diggs, which went a long way. Having a true bona fide, experienced wide receiver, it allows you to work on stuff, make throws, make plays that you just maybe don't normally have the chance to. It's always a fascinating relationship between a wide receiver and a quarterback, right? Sometimes it's like, oh, the receiver makes the quarterback look better than he is, or, the quarterback. It's just it's a dance. It's very much a relationship. It just is. Sometimes a wide receiver is bailing you out. Sometimes you do just got to let it rip, and yeah, man, your receiver's going to be able to get to work. But it allows the quarterback also to make throws, to throw balls, to take chances that he maybe normally would not, or to throw more blindly because he has that trust in that receiver. And, so it's it's a complicated relationship, just not unlike when it's reversed for the receiver needing a quarterback who can make that throw right, who can help to put him in a position to make that play. So I think it's always really hard to figure that out, honestly. It's not the easiest thing to always know who's helping who in that moment, because I think it's very much a handshake moment, and it's like we're helping each other, right? We're both shaking a hand. You saw that with the Cincinnati Bengals and Jake Browning, and compared to Joe Burrow and Joe Flacco, right? It's obviously a difference, and it's not just, oh, as long as you got two great receivers, no matter who's throwing it up, you're good to go. And sometimes it is like that. Sometimes you do have great receivers, and yeah, if your quarterback is just good enough, then yeah, you can let it rip, and they're going to do a lot of the work, and it's like, all right, great. So, it is just, it's tricky. It's not the easiest thing to evaluate. And a lot of people got it wrong because they thought Sam Darnold, it was all, Justin Jefferson and Kevin Unnell. And yet that clearly wasn't the case either. So even the experts don't always know how to figure that aspect out. But one of the big things is you can see Cam Ward sacked 55 times, tied for the most in the NFL. And as I always talk about in this regard, when we look at the pressure to sack percentage, it is always quite high when you are a young quarterback. And I'll get rid of the other random players that didn't actually play a full season. And, this is normal. This is not a surprise that you have Tyler Shuck, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart. Okay, it's almost okay. How it always is year after year after year, that you just get sacked a lot more when you are a young quarterback. And I like to look at the pressure to sack percentage, because sometimes you're just getting pressured a ton. It's just, you got to look at a little bit of everything. You can't just look at just the bottom line sack number. I imagine this 23.9 would get cut down to 20 or lower. Okay. And if that does, you would essentially be counting you essentially would be minimizing around like 15 sacks or so, which is, pretty good, right? If he had around 40 sacks, you're still up there, right? You're definitely, you want to get better, but it's not the worst thing. You can see Josh Allen got sacked a whole bunch, Jared Goff 38. So it's you're getting there. You're kind of essentially removing a sack a game or so, but also being more accurate, because he was bottom in the NFL in adjusted completion percentage. So that's when you're factoring in drops, throwaways, etc. He was bottom in the NFL, and you get rid of sacks, you minimize sacks, and you become more accurate. It's like those are the base level steps. More so than anything, it's just playing a higher quality brand of football, right? It's so elementary, it's so fundamental. It's take less negative plays, deliver the ball more accurately, right? It's just, it's kind of like if you're ever trying to figure out, if you're like, we need a quarterback, who can be our quarterback, right? You just started a new team, you don't know any of the kids, and you're like, what are you looking for? You're looking for the fastest, the guy with the biggest heart, Like, who can just kind of not keep taking negative plays, right? Who can call hike and actually just throw the ball and not just look around and go, ooh-ho, uh-oh, and now I'm going to get sacked. And who can, when they do throw the ball, it's accurate. I mean, it's pretty much, you know, step one and step two to just being a functional quarterback. And this season, not the best, obviously, you know, as a rookie. So I wanted to go through the advanced analytics of his, you know, of his last like 9 games or so, but I can't because everything is wrongfully locked, and it's making me absolutely want to lose my mind right now. I want to pick up my computer and throw it at the wall, taking a deep breath, but it's driving me insane. So next video, I want to go through the advanced analytics, look at some of his improvements and the trends that you're hoping to continue to see. But looking at the green locks, if I look at that any longer, I'm literally going to scream. So, but yeah, super hopeful, super optimistic, but let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get to some discussions. Let's get to some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.